Okay, so who can keep up with awards shows and award ceremonies and award season? Certainly not me. Yesterday was the Grammy Awards, and Doja Cat won an award along with SZA for best. I'll just put the award that they won up here on the screen. I'm not sure exactly what it was, but it was such a triumphant moment. I think if you are a fan of Doja Cat, because of not only how emotional she was when she received it, and also, her admission that she had been in the bathroom whenever they announced her as the winner, but also literally a week before, after getting into it with some fans on Twitter, she'd announced that she was quitting music. I actually recorded a response to that announcement that she made because I felt like there was so much that content creators in general could learn from that moment, but I never ended up posting it because Will Smith, she announced she was quitting on Saturday of last week, and then on Sunday, Will Smith smacked Chris Rock at the Academy Awards. So priorities, I had to priorities. But now that, she's won this award, and she was even asked by Entertainment Tonight, like, are you still retiring? And she kind of didn't answer the question. I don't think she's actually retiring. I did want to go ahead and share my opinion before, more comes out about this, because I do think that I did share some valuable insights here, if I do say so myself, about what her situation can kind of teach content creators about taking care of yourself, setting boundaries, and watching who has access to you. So here we go. Hello and welcome to my channel. Some of you who are new around here might take one look at my appearance today and say, who's this? And that's understandable. I have not busted out the old glasses in a long time. And that is because normally I have, some extra time before I shoot to, do the eye makeup and mess around with lashes and stuff. But I didn't have it today, so I just threw these on. I hope I don't disorient you too much. So this past weekend was very exciting on a lot of different fronts when it came to like celebrity culture. And one of the things that happened that was kind of like a big deal for about 24 hours until the Oscars happened. And we all know what happened at the Oscars. But yeah, this incident happened. Doja Cat announced that she was quitting music. And a lot of people, myself included, were shooketh to the core. Are we still saying shooketh? Is that still a thing? Is that still happening? I said it. I just said it just now. Whatever. Doja Cat has had one of the most interesting career rises of any artist, in my personal opinion. I think that no one expected when she first came out and got popular that she was as talented as she is. I know I was surprised. I didn't even know who Doja Cat was. Well, like I had heard her name off and on. I'd seen her on Wild 'N Out a couple of times. Like I'd seen her in clips that were shared on social media, but I didn't really know who she was. And then of course, the summer of 2020 hit, and all of her songs went like viral on TikTok. Actually, I kind of was aware of her before that because I was a middle school teacher in 2019, and they were all in love with Say So, Didn't even know that all day long. All day long. We even did like this little, because I worked with I taught a media class, and I worked with like the yearbook kids. And no, were they yearbook? There was something. They were selling like hoodies for the school or whatever. And we even put together a little commercial where they were all, didn't even know it, in their little hoodies. So I knew she did that song, but that's all I knew about Doja Cat. And then of course 2020 happened, and she was everywhere. And I was like, yo, is she maybe my favorite? She might be my favorite. I hate being so basic, but honestly, like I felt like she really combined pop music with like rap music. Like she was a great performer, and it was just, I don't know, I was really into it. And I had a friend at the time that I was talking to about Doja one day. I was like, man, I'm doing these workouts or these mental health walks that everybody was doing in 2020. And I was like, there's two things I listen to on my walks: Hamilton or Doja Cat. I'm basic over here, very basic. And she was like, girl, me too. That is all I listen. Well, not Hamilton, but she was like, all I be listening to is Doja Cat, like over and over again. And we're two women at the time in our mid 30s. And it was just like, she's very, very catchy. And then also in the summer of 2020, Doja had her first really, really big, like public relations crisis, when some very racist and very derogatory things that she said, not only about herself, but about Black people, about Black women, about Black hair, rose to the surface. And these weren't even allegations. Like, there were actually clips and stuff that came out of her doing certain things. And I know, for one, I was offended by some of the remarks. I was offended by the behavior. And it was so like off the wall to me that I definitely went into like a Doja boycott mode, where I wouldn't listen to the music. I wouldn't listen to her own playlist. I wouldn't listen. I unfollowed her on social media. And that friend that I had been talking about Doja Cat with, like, we like came together and we were like, girl, we can't condone someone who does things like this. And I will go ahead and link below an article from around that time. But Doja's fans, who didn't really care as much as we did, her public relations team, they were on it. I think she did a video with, I don't remember who the person was. I think it was Ariana Grande. She did a video with them or with her. And I think she had a speaking role in the video where they told her, like, you got to watch what you do on social media. And she was like, yeah. So that, trying to pass it off as like this very tongue in cheek, easy mistake anybody could make. And really, despite the fact that a lot of people were super upset when it first happened, she didn't lose no money. She really didn't lose no fans. She didn't lose no endorsements. She came out, she did do an apology. And I still had a vendetta against her. Like, my anger was righteous in this situation, but she was fine and continued to succeed and continue to move on. And I don't think I listened to Doja maybe for like 6 or 7 months. And one day I got in my friend's car, same friend, by the way. So this Doja Cat friend is the same person all the way through this saga. And I got in her car and all that was playing on a loop in her car was Doja Cat. And I was like, girl, we're supposed to be boycotting her. And she was like, yeah, I've been back listening for a while. And then, of course, I had to tell her that I had also been back listening as well. So we both like came out. We were like, hey, the music is still good and people make mistakes and whatever. But what I couldn't help but notice at the core of that first public relations crisis was that it never would have happened if she wasn't so open on Obama's internet. She has, since the beginning of her career, like the beginning of her first, she's popular because one of the very first songs that she made, like in her room, about being a cow that goes moo or something like that, the moo song, something. She's popular because she makes these very homegrown things. She puts them out there on social media in an extremely accessible way. They go very viral. And I mean, on top of being talented, her extreme accessibility is why she has been so successful and so popular. But it also makes her easy to topple off of her pedestal, if you will. And so, to just go back to her first public relations crisis, those videos that came out, those things that had been posted on message boards, Doja Cat is chronically online, chronically available, chronically accessible to her fans and to whomever else. And, in that situation, it got her in trouble. But in a lot of places and situations, it made her lovable. I know I started to see on TikTok, like a couple months ago, people were posting things like, sometimes I forget Doja's a celebrity because of the kind of TikTok content that she would post, because of the way she would do her lives, where it would really just be like her turning on the camera or turning on the phone, going live, and just standing, doing a cartwheel, staring at the phone. It was almost like performance art, how intensely vulnerable and accessible she was willing to be with her audience. And she actually responded to people saying, is Doja Cat a celebrity? I don't know. It's weird to me. I don't. And she said this.
Hey guys, so apparently, because I get a lot of comments, this is like since forever. I've been getting these comments how, oh, I forget she's a celebrity. Oh, I can't believe, I can't believe she's so insanely her. You're just so unapologetically you, queen. I forget that you're a celebrity. Like, how are you a celebrity? Can you guys help me? Because I'm a little confused. I don't know how to be, like, what do I do? Like, can you give me advice on like how I should be a celebrity? Like, what do celebrities do? Like, let me know in the comments, because I'm concerned. It's like I'm doing my job wrong. So help me out.
And when she said that, people responded to her and they were like, well, normally celebrities are cold and like withdrawn, but you're not like that. So you're better than them. And Doja Cat said in response to that, she was like, no, 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 like celebrities are cool. Thank you for the compliment. But like, you guys have it wrong. I know a lot of cool celebrities, but actually, she had it wrong. What they meant was normal celebrities are not this accessible. They don't let us into their lives at every moment. They don't treat their audience like an audience of their peers. Like they don't treat us like we all have known them since the fifth grade and we can just all hop on FaceTime and talk at any moment. I noticed that she has Doja Cat has such an accessible and like very intense relationship with her fans that last year, whenever anybody would dance to her music on TikTok, she would then take that person, like whatever dance was going viral, and she would make it some when you go on Spotify, you look up a song and there's a video playing, that fan's dance would be her Spotify video. She's there's very few boundaries there. And that's what they really meant. Not that celebrities are these frosty, evil entities, but that a lot of them have a lot more boundaries when it comes to how they interact with their fans and how they allow their fans access to them as an artist and also to their art. And so this past weekend when she announced that she was quitting and that it was due to a interaction with fans that had gone wrong, I was like, there's a lesson to be learned here. By the way, I get asked sometimes if I'd ever write a book, and I think that would be the title of the book. There's a lesson to be learned here. I'm still workshopping it, so don't quote me on that. But I looked at that and I was like, a lot of times when you are a content creator, I see this happen a lot. And I know I just called like one of the biggest music superstars in the world just a content creator, but you see what I mean. I mean, anybody that creates things, puts them out into the world, and is able to generate an income or something in return for their creation. Okay, so to me, a content creator can be somebody who's doing something like this, what I'm doing right now, someone who's creating music, someone who's making short films, movies, whatever. If you're making content and you're sending it out into the world for it to be analyzed and enjoyed, hated, reported on, criticized, put up on a pedestal, awarded, whatever, then you are a content creator to me. And so when I look at what happened to Doja and the back and forth between her and her fans that led her to pull the plug on her music career, supposedly. I don't think she's really gone, but I said there's a lesson here for a lot of content creators to learn. And especially there's a lesson for smaller content creators to learn because I feel like Doja Cat oriented herself on the internet like a very, very small content creator. Most of the time, people of her stature, whether it's financially, whether it's, success-wise, most of the time, they don't orient themselves online the way she does because they don't have to. They're still going to get the sales. People are still going to come to the shows. Her online behavior is not really congruent with how big online personalities normally conduct themselves online. And so I really think that creators of all kinds, but especially smaller creators, can learn a lot from this situation. And here's what I think we can learn. The first thing, you do not owe anyone your accessibility. If you look into the issue that happened between Doja Cat and her fans, what happened was she was supposed to perform at a concert in Paraguay. It got canceled because of rain. And she spoke out about a concert that she did in Brazil, but then she didn't make a statement about what happened in Paraguay. And she was attacked on social media for that. And because she runs all of her own social media, reads all of her own comments, is always responding to fans and interacting and getting in there with them, she started going back and forth with those people to the point where a journalist from Paraguay was like, you won't win in this. You're not going to win against them. It never should have gotten to that point. As a content creator, you have to remember that not only are you not always in control of the circumstances surrounding what you can and cannot do for your audience. Even if you were in control of it, you're still just a human being. You do make mistakes. Sometimes you might not have the energy to respond to every little thing. And you don't owe anyone tons of your time and tons of your conversation about it. In my personal opinion, when she saw that people had a problem with how she responded to Paraguay, you can log off. You don't have to go back and forth with people. People are not owed your accessibility. You can, in her position, because she's such a big creator, you can pull that over on your manager. Hey, can you respond to this real quick? I can't. If I keep going further, I'm really, really going to push past a certain boundary. I have to, I can't. They can't have this part of my energy. I'm already tired. Right. And then let's go a little bit further and talk about boundaries a little bit more. So, again, I think that when people were like, oh, Doja Cat's not a regular celebrity, they were saying she doesn't exercise the social media boundaries that normal celebrities exercise. And I would totally agree. I think she is very, very, very open online. And while we really don't know anything about her personal life, which is a whole different type of open, I think even just allowing people to see you that much, allowing them into your bedroom, allowing them to see you wake up in the bed, that can cause people to think that they are closer to you than they actually are. So I think when you are creating content, it's important to keep up your boundaries. And I think it really comes down to just being honest with yourself on how much you really want people to know about you, and finding different ways to be yourself, be authentic, but also make sure you're protecting yourself. Kind of like what I said about accessibility. You know your limits. You know, if you get in and you tussle in them comments, if you go back and forth with what other people think about what you're doing, you might pop off, or you might do what Doja did and just be like, I quit. Leave me alone. Okay. The last thing that I think can be learned from this situation is you deserve to take a break. I think that one of the things I noticed about Doja Cat in particular over the past year were people commenting on her weight. I know that in general, like I was just looking at the schedule she had and I was like, oh my God, she is everywhere. And I myself just got a feeling like maybe she was being run ragged. And then she did post this. This was a video that was posted and statements that she said in one of her lives.
I don't want to fucking do interviews. I don't want to have questions asked to me over and over again every other fucking day. And all those days that were taken from me that I could have been making shit or doing something productive, that's not productive to me. Answering questions isn't productive. I'm sorry. For an outlet, fuck out of here.
So there was some truth to the matter that she was overly tired way before this even occurred. And I think for her, of course, like she's, all contracted up and she, works for this record label and they have her doing this and this and that. And so there, I don't really know how it would go if she had told someone before this happened, hey, I need to take a break. I'm not feeling good about all of the things that we're doing and it's affecting me and it's affecting my mental health. And then outside of what her reality is, I think if you are a smaller content creator, say you make content for YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, whatever, I think in this age of trying to beat the algorithm, we're oftentimes really hard on ourselves about, I gotta upload, I gotta have something else to say, I gotta. And the truth is you don't gotta. What you gotta do is provide good content. You got to provide content that your audience will want to watch. And if you do have to take a break, you have to trust that your audience will understand. One thing that is so important for content creators to remember, I think, is that, we don't have a job where, and again, I'm not saying I'm the same as Doja Cat, please. I know somebody out there will think that. That's not what I'm saying. But we don't have a job where we can, kind of autopilot it. It has to come from here. It has to come from here. And these are the first places that go when you're exhausted, when you're tired, when you're burnt out. If you're an emotional person like me, if you're feeling something that's a little bit deep, that's a little bit stressful, it's really hard to continue to try and push. So revel in the energy when you have it. But when you don't have it and when you find yourself like running low, definitely step back and say, okay, I need a break. And I do feel like I don't know if she told her record label the thing she said in that live, maybe she did, maybe she didn't. But I do feel like if she had had that conversation with them and it had have been respected, then perhaps she could have avoided the big sort of blow up that she had and announcing that she was walking away from her very successful career. In the end, I really don't think that she actually is done with music. I just don't think so. And I hope she's not, because I fought too long to be a fan. I fought long and hard to stick in there with her. And I do think she's so talented. And I was supposed to see her last year in November, but I got COVID. So I wasn't able to go, and I would love to go to a show. But I do think that when you are that talented and you are that accessible, you absolutely have to take a moment and say, okay, enough. I need to be preserved. I need to preserve my energy. I need to cut off the outside voices. I need to rest. And so I hope that that's what we're actually looking at here, and not a full, like, I'm walking away from this forever. Time will tell. But I do think that her situation sheds a light on a reality a lot of content creators can identify with. If you make yourself too accessible and you don't set boundaries and you don't give yourself breaks when necessary, you could flame out. It doesn't matter if you are a top-selling, award-winning recording artist or someone making videos on YouTube or TikTok. If you make content, you have to be careful to take care of yourself first. That is my opinion on that. Thanks for watching.